Hello. So if you told a 14-year-old me that she would be standing on the stage speaking in front of this large audience, she would definitely say, no way. I imagine her saying, what a liar you are. I don't even know a proper 10 minutes. I don't even know 100 words in English. How would I be given a speech? Today, 18-year-old me is here, is still struggling to deliver a proper 10-minute speech, but here I am. I don't know what took me here, honestly, but one thing I know for sure is unless I broke that little wall in my head, separating what I thought I could and could not achieve, I would not ever imagine being up here talking about this right now. This is me 2 years ago, trembling on this quite big stage, looking at the eyes of more than 100 people, scared to bring the first sentence of the speech I tried to memorize day and night out of my mouth. Okay, let's do this, I told myself. Then it came out. Hello, my name is Bujie, for those who don't know me, and for those who do, it's still Bujie. I thought the audience might laugh at this little joke I said. And a few weeks before the event, my teacher put forward an idea. We should organize a speaking event and everybody gets to be a speaker. How does it sound? I said, that is a great idea, but inside I was terrified. What I had running through my mind at that exact moment was there's no way I could do this. And after a great amount of contemplation, I thought, if I do not do it, how would I be able to move forward in the future? I have to challenge myself, right? Well, my teacher was the one who made me believe in this in the first place. So in spite of all those fears, I made the decision to take part in it. Luckily, there were wonderful people by my side to give me direction when I was totally lost in a forest of uncertainty. So on the first few days working on my speech draft, I had an only thing in my mind. That was a Mongolian expression, the quicker the pain, the better. But as time went on, I found myself growing more and more interested and fearless about the event. And after my talk, I realized how encouraging and inspiring it was to try new things and fulfilling that was. Why was I even scared in the first place? I did it. Not only did I do it, I did it without any regrets. People gave me a little applause that was more than I needed. So this is the very first time I broke a strong wall in my head, separating what I thought I could and could not achieve. At that time, I hadn't realized the biggest obstacles in our way is not our life situations or what we perceive to be our ultimate capacity, but instead, it's us. It's our mindset, that concrete border that holds us back. We usually assume we do not have the ability and the ingenuity to accomplish certain goals in life without giving them at least one try. There is a working mechanism in our brain called clustering illusion, one of the biggest cognitive biases in our lives, where we observe patterns and trends in random events. For example, when we wear a red-colored sweatshirt one day, we somehow strangely find so many people wearing red, don't we? And when we toss a coin and it lands on heads 3 times in a row, what we start to feel like immediately is, the next one is definitely heads. But in reality, there's only a half chance it will happen. This is exactly what happens regarding our own capacities. If we just get in an idea of not being able to do something, our brain starts to notice every single possible reason to make us believe we cannot do that certain thing. Somebody says, I do not stand a chance at pursuing dancing as a hobby. I will encounter a number of times to make me believe I am beat deaf without even attempting to do a single dance move in the mirror. This is not the fault of our brain, obviously. It's how we're built. And I believe this is one of the biggest reasons why we're stuck with that border in our mind. So one of the biggest reasons we set certain limits ahead of ourselves is the fact that we're lazy. Yes, we are mentally lazy to go on a search of what we want to do with our lives. Instead, we give the ultimate decision-making power to the people around us. They say, I'm not a good public speaker, and I believe so. And they say, my life should focus on only science, and I'll make that happen. Indeed, it's an easier decision than facing an enormous fear and discomfort of trying new things. For most of my time in high school, I thought the only thing I could do was solving math problems, but nothing else. It's a big part of this social paradigm nobody wants to break, at least in my hometown. When you enter school, you have to focus on your studies painstakingly, no matter what. When you enter high school, you have to prepare for the entrance exam round the clock and get into a decent university. And if you are particularly good at one subject, you should participate in the Olympiads and get the first place. Then, of course, the students would not ever want to leave that study table, wouldn't leave that classroom, and would not ever look for what makes them passionate. So I designated this space of things I could do in my brain for only math. With what I was left, I put creative endeavors like drawing, singing, performing, communicating, and expressing myself. So the only solution to this is to tear that border down and start trying. Of course, it's much easier said than done. You can't just get into the room and lead everybody else like it's your 100th time doing it. You'll face innumerable challenges. People around you will keep telling you to stop and to stick to the normal lifestyle like everybody else. So when that happens, just tell yourself, so what? Let's at least give it a try. Once I started, it's possible that I absolutely hate it and quit. Or I might even love it genuinely. Anyways, it's far better than assuming if I could have done it or not. And last but not least, confront those obstacles your mind has put in front of you. Understand the behavior of your cognition and just accept it as normal. And if your mind keeps telling you, we cannot do this, here's the proof, just remember that this does not always have to be right. So let's get back into the story. After the event, now that I tore that border down, what happened to me was I started looking for things I wish I was good at, things I want to get better at, and started eagerly saying yes to challenges. On the way, I met a handful of individuals who wanted to encourage me, but not limit me. And suddenly, I felt like I could do anything in this world. Even the things I wouldn't ever imagine doing seemed within my grasp. So when you try new things, you'll encounter so many things you're absolutely crazy about, and that's good. This is why you set out on that journey in the first place. But if you encounter certain things, you constantly fail at, that's also good. A failure is a part of who we are. It's still an achievement to know what's not the one for you. And most importantly, the fear shrank. It became smaller. Unlike the past, when we sat back, because the fear of trying new things, the fear of failure, and the fear of being called stupid was too big, we now have the courage to figure it out ourselves. So the good news is, the border no longer exists in our mind. And we have no idea how many new doors it will open in our lives. So no matter how uncomfortable it may seem to make you feel, do not ever give up before trying. And I'm sure you'll find something you can even devote your whole life to. Thank you so much.